Assalamu alaikum everybody. This is Dr. Shahid Kokhar and today we will talk about lecture 21 for the subject of operations and supply chain management. As you know that we are discussing the second chapter from our book whose name is Process Strategy and Analysis, and in this chapter previously we have discussed what are the areas which are important for making the effective process design and what strategies we can use before designing a effective process. Among those strategies, in the previous lecture we have talked about process re-engineering and process improvement. From the strategy of process re-engineering, we have seen that there are key elements which needs to be considered before re-engineering a process, and among those key elements there was the last key element whose name was the process analysis. In our last lecture, we have briefly talked about the process analysis, but in this lecture, we will see that how a process analysis is carried out and what are the steps which are involved in the process analysis. So, today's lecture is actually about the process analysis. So, formally, if we start the lecture, as you can see in your slide, he has mentioned the definition about process analysis. As you read, he is saying the documentation and detailed understanding of how a work is performed and how it can be redesigned. So, if you say in simple words, he is saying the process analysis उस काम को कहते हैं हम लोग जिसमें हम लोग जो है एक प्रोसेस को डिटेल के अंदर अंडरस्टैंड करने की कोशिश करते हैं और अंडरस्टैंड करने के बाद हम उसको डॉक्यूमेंट करते हैं दैट कि हाउ द वर्क इज़ परफॉर्म्ड एंड हाउ इट कैन बी रीडिज़ाइन, यानी कि एग्जिस्टिंगली इसके अंदर कौन सी एक्टिविटीज़ जो है वो इन्वॉल्व हैं और इसकी परफॉर्मेंस को इम्प्रूव करने के लिए हम क्या क्या चेंजेस इस प्रोसेस के अंदर जो है वो लेके आ सकते हैं। इस अमल को हम लोग जो है वो प्रोसेस एनालिसिस का जो है वो नाम देते हैं। प्रोसेस एनालिसिस जो है एक्चुअली इट हेल्प यू टू आइडेंटिफाई द अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर द इम्प्रूवमेंट्स. As you have seen in our previous lecture that in the process improvement strategy you try to improve the process, but in that phase first you have to analyze the process, that how a process is being carried out and from which areas we can make the improvement. In the process of the process analysis or before going into the process, you are supposed to make certain questions about the process, that either this process is having a strategic fit between the current competitive capabilities or processes competitive priorities. Competitive priorities और competitive capabilities का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ये हम ऑलरेडी चैप्टर 1 के अंदर डिटेल में पढ़ चुके हैं. तो इन द प्रोसेस एनालिसिस you will see that for a particular process, that is there any match between the priorities and between the कैपेबिलिटीज़, और इसी तरह हम लोग ये भी देखने की कोशिश करेंगे कि आया ये जो प्रोसेस है इसकी परफॉर्मेंस जो है उसको हम लोग जो है मेजर किस तरह करेंगे, इन द फॉर्म ऑफ कॉस्ट, in the form of quality, or in the form of speed. And once you will measure, then you will see आया के ये जो प्रोसेस है ये कस्टमर एक्सपेक्टेशंस को मीट कर रहा है या ये कस्टमर एक्सपेक्टेशंस को एक्सीड कर रहा है, या ये प्रोसेस जो है कस्टमर एक्सपेक्टेशन से बहुत पीछे है। तो किसी भी प्रोसेस को एवेल्यूएट करने के लिए हम लोग ये देखेंगे कि उसकी कॉस्ट जो है वो कितनी है और हम उसको किस तरीके से रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं, उसकी जो क्वालिटी है इधर इट इज़ अ टॉप क्वालिटी और इधर इट इज़ अ कंसिस्टेंट क्वालिटी, और देन वी विल सी दैट द स्पीड ऑफ द प्रोसेस, इधर ही इज़ ऑन टाइम स्पीड or either he is talking about the consistent speed. So these are the questions we need to address before the process analysis. Similarly, there are some other questions which we need to consider, that either that process belongs to the services organization or it belongs to the manufacturing organization. And if that process belongs to the services organization, so we will see that how that process is placed on the customer contact matrix, which we have discussed in the previous lectures. And if that process belongs to the manufacturing concern, so we will also analyze that how that process is related in terms of volume or the product customization and the process choice. These are the concepts which we have discussed previously. So these are the important questions which we need to consider before process analysis. And if we move on, then we can see that there are certain concepts which, just like statistical process control, which will be discussed in chapter 3, and that is also related with the process improvement. Similarly, we can also use the designing lean systems, and that will be discussed in the coming chapters. And at the same time, we can also use the value stream mapping, which will be discussed in the coming lectures. So in this lecture, we will see that how you can analyze the process, and this lecture will talk about a specific tool which is called the Six Sigma Process Improvement Model. So let's see what is the Six Sigma Process Improvement Model. We have talked about the Six Sigma concept in our previous lecture, in which we used that concept was introduced by the engineer of a Motorola employee, and the objective of Six Sigma techniques is to reduce the number of defects, 3.4 defects per million. So as I told you previously, that is a very ideal figure for any manufacturing organization, but companies try to achieve that standard in order to be achieving the Six Sigma standard for the manufacturing process. Here we are talking about the process improvement model under the concept of the Six Sigma, and that process improvement model actually comprise on 5 steps. As you can see in your slides, these 5 steps are: first step is called define, second step is called measure, third step is called analyze, fourth step is called improve, and fifth step is called control. So we will try to understand these 5 steps with the help of an example, that how you can analyze the process. So for example, you may consider that a company is facing a problem of low sales, and they want to investigate how the sales can be improved. If they use the process improvement model, then they can find out the way to increase the sales of the company. So if you talk about the step 1, where you will define the problem, as you know, we are discussing that a company is facing a low sales problem. In the definition phase, you have to be very careful distinguishing the actual problem and the symptoms of the problem. Plus, the scope of the problem is also determined in the define phase, and scope is dependent upon the resources which a company have to solve the problem. In the next phase, company will try to measure. Measure is the metric or the tool by which you will see that how your process is improved. So in our example, you can take the measure for say that a company will analyze the whole process from production to sales, why the sales are not being increased or why the sales are decreasing. After defining the measuring phase, you will go to the third step, which is analyze, and in analyze phase, the data which you have collected based on your measure, and you will use the analytical tools. And what are the analytical tools a manager can use? For example, you can use the fishbone diagram, which explain you the relationship between the problems and their causes. Or for example, a company can use the 5 whys approach in order to analyze the problem. And once they have analyzed the problem, in the next stage they will improve it, or in simple words, they will implement it. So in the analyze phase, a company might find out that their sales are slow because of one component which is not supplied by one of the suppliers in time, and the production process is delayed because of that particular component. So in the implement or the improve stage, company will try to remove that problem by having a new agreement with the supplier that will ensure your components will be in time when the company needs, or maybe a company can go for a new suppliers. So in the implement stage, you try to implement the plan which you have analyzed in the previous step. And after that, the last step, which is the control step, in control you will try to see that the plan which you have implemented either giving you the desired results or not, and these results will be based on the numbers or the data. If that numbers and data is satisfactory, then you can say your process has been improved. Otherwise, you will try to see why you cannot get the desired results. So these are the 5 steps which you can use in the process analysis, and these 5 steps actually belongs to the process improvement model or the Six Sigma process improvement model. So in this lecture we have just talked about the process analysis and Six Sigma process improvement model. If you have any question regarding this lecture, please feel free to make a comment in Google Classroom, or you may contact with your co-teachers for the better explanation. That's all for today. See you on the next time.